Good day, everyone. This is Mariana Price here from a cold South African early winter morning. And we are welcoming Mohana Gill from Malaysia. And I'm sure she's having much better weather than what I'm having here in South Africa. But I'm sitting in a shade, but it is actually very, sunny here next to me. I'm just making sure that you can see me properly. We are so excited to have another show of Moringa to the table because we are learning, we are teaching, we are bringing knowledge and understanding about Moringa to the world. And we don't teach and bring the knowledge. People will find it very hard to reach the information in a very easy way. And also to make people understand how easy it is to actually bring moringa, into your lifestyle and into your eating habits. I've been loving every moment of it because I'm very lucky because I can actually, you can see there, I've got moringa trees in my garden and I grow them. I've got many others as well. We also make a lot of seedlings, although that it's winter. We will put them in a warm place so that they can survive during the winter. We will put a heater in and sunlight to come into the warm room. And yes, we just love experimenting, learning, and everything. You see, otherwise, I use my dry leaves, and
Yeah.
then we can turn it into powder. We can use the seeds, turn it into oil. It is so many ways you can consume it. With your meals in capsule form. You buy, empty capsules, and you can take the powder and fill it. Yeah, there's many ways of doing it. Moana, today I'm going to talk a lot about relishes, soup, sauces, not so much as soups, but more the condiments and why it's so important that we store, our food so that the day that we don't have food, that we can bring something out of our pantries and make
Yeah.
sure that we do have something available. We don't know what the world is heading to. We know that there's a lot of trouble
Yes.
coming up. We see challenges, we see food shortages. So if we can, whenever we have something available and we have extra money, make sure you start storing. But don't store in a silly way so that it
Yeah.
goes to waste. You need to do it in a proper way. Moana, yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mohana Gill from Malaysia. Sunny, warm Malaysia. The temperature is like, I don't know, maybe 30 degrees or more. And I'm sitting comfortably in my office, which is air conditioned because it's too hot outside. And yes, doing the little things that we all can. And as you know, Mariana, one of my main aims is to grow moringa and to eat moringa. So I'm
Yes.
trying to see if I can penetrate into schools and go and talk. I already did one with one kindergarten, and now on the 17th, I have a program with in conjunction with Mother's Day and Father's Day. We are doing a program which is sponsored actually by the Hong Leong Bank Insurance Company, and are bringing the moms and dads together to cook with the children.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful. Wow.
so it's to bring the family back to the table where they can cook together and they can eat together. So I think we have about 40 participants, and we are going to have like maybe 4 or 5 tables, and the moms and the children will come together and cook. And we hope that we will have some fathers as well who will come. So I think for me, it's very important to bring the family back to the table, to be able to sit, to be able to eat together. And I think that one of the ways that they can eat together is when they cook together. Then
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
yeah, and they feel, when they're sitting on the table, everybody in the table, the child, the mother, the father, they all feel that they have contributed a little bit towards the meal. And so it is much more enjoyable, and everybody feels like a little bit belonging to that meal. It's not something that somebody has cooked and just put it on your table, but it is all cooked together and then they eat together. And hopefully that when they are eating together, Mariana, then they can talk about the moringa, they can talk about the benefits, and they can talk about what it tastes like or where else can we put it in. And it should make a nice dinner table conversation.
Absolutely. Yes, Moana, that is wonderful because you know what? Like you say that that dinner table conversation. I
Yeah.
remember growing up with sitting at a dinner table. You know, we used to eat breakfast as a family together.
Yes.
Lunch was very, was not sitting always at the table, but our breakfast was important
Yes.
and our dinner time was also very important. I grew up with that. My children also, we implemented that sometimes when they had to rush off to school, and because we are on a farm, the daddy would not always be at the breakfast table because they're already out in a field working, but my
Yeah.
children always knew that to sit at a table. i
Yes.
i still, when I meet with my children, we still sit at a table. And what's so beautiful, when I visit, I live alone,
Yeah.
although at the moment I've got visitors, working visitors here on the farm.
Yeah.
But what is important is that we teach our children to teach their children. And I
Yes.
can tell you now, my children, whenever we're on Zoom, they show us they're sitting at a dinner table, or when I talk to them, I can see they put their children at a table. They have their manners. They start talking about certain things. When I visit, I can see the conversations are about what happened in a day. How was your
Yeah.
day? Just to give
Mm.
attention. But now to add, what you're eating, the value of the food that you are
Yeah.
consuming, and why it is important to understand that, especially on all our medicinal plants.
Yep.
Moringa is very important. And the reason why we say moringa is very important is because just in a little consumption of moringa, you get all the goodness that you're looking for.
Yes.
There's 19 nutrients, 47 antioxidants, 36 anti-inflammatory, 25 vitamins and minerals, 27% plant-based protein, and all the essential amino acids are in there. How beautiful is that? That is absolutely fantastic because that means that we get in one serving of moringa, you already have a lot of goodness. So why do
Yeah.
you want to avoid it if
Yeah.
you could already have it? It's almost like in a magic packet. Immediately in one portion, you get a lot of goodness that you're consuming. Now, it is also very, very important to know that moringa has got a lot of possibilities out there when you look at relishes.
Yeah.
Relishes and sauces has got. I went and I did a research. I'm posting it today on Growing Moringa Trees platform, and that industry for moringa is a few billion rand
Yeah.
industry. Now, if it, and it's got, remember, moringa has also got a preservative value there. It helps to preserve.
Yeah.
And if we do not teach that, then the people that are making all these wonderful, products out there, if they're not including moringa, they're missing out a lot. They
Yeah.
can actually contribute to us to actually, they can actually contribute and bring so much more worth, into our efforts. We've got Coach Stewart is joining us here as well. He's here with us on the farm, but we will introduce him just now. And what is wonderful about that market, you must remember, it has got like moringa. It's got everything in it that you need, that you need to look at. Why is it important? Because of all the goodness, because all that goodness solves all the ailments and the problems of health in the
Yes.
in the world. And
Yeah.
so if you teach your children to sit at a table, you bring your other family in as well, discuss it. And it doesn't have to be a lesson, it doesn't have to be formal. It is just casual discussions. Soon you will find your children and the little ones, every time they take a bite, they will ask you, how much goodness is in this meal? So when
Yeah.
they go
Yeah.
out to the creche or to the school, they will also start having these conversations. And when they grow up, it will be natural and it will be part of their life understanding. And
Yeah.
that is what it is so important. And I mean, you know, from just reaching out to your grandson, how much interest you have already
Yeah.
gained in his conversation with you every time regarding food, no matter what type of food it is, and the combinations, how beautiful that can roll out.
Yeah. You know, Mariana, one of the things that I disturbed me very much a couple of years ago was that, and it still does disturb me when I see this, that whenever you go out to a restaurant to eat, right? And then you
Yes,
find a family coming in, a mother, a father, and say two children or three children or whatever. And they all
yes,
sit on the table, and each one of them will take out their phone and
yes,
they will order the food comes, they don't have any conversation between them at all because each the child and the parents are all on the phone. They sit down there, they gulp down their food, and then they go home. And I thought, I see this one family is waiting in a lobby or waiting at the airport, and every single one has is playing with his little gadget. There is no conversation. So I felt very strongly about it. And that is why I wrote this book that I call Happylicious. So Happylicious is a book to bring the family back to the table where they can
yes,
cook together and they can eat together. So that book, Mariana, was a little bit different from my normal cookbooks because normally in a normal cookbook you will always have the recipes at the as the hero, right? But in this
yes,
particular book, I will show you if I can find one. It is the children that are the heroes, and I've done all
yes,
the recipes in like sketches, but the pictures of children around the world. So there are children
yes.
from Burma, from India, from America, from whatever, and I just wanted that book to be so that the parents could and very simple recipes and moms and dads can work together and cook together and then sit around the table and eat together. We've lost that whole thing, because one child
Yes,
sits in one corner, one sits in front of the TV, another one is doing something else, and there's no conversation at all between the kids.
I agree. And you know, Moana, that is part of what we do at Farm Ventures. We actually
Yeah,
teach the kingdom principles. And
yeah.
what are kingdom principles? The kingdom principles, and I'm going to ask Coach Stewart maybe to answer that. Let me just get him here to you, and we welcome Coach Stewart. He's from Farm
Hi,
Ventures to tell us what we are doing at Farm Ventures. Jeanette are also involved at Farm Ventures.
Hey, Mohana, nice to see you
hi.
again.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm happy to see you again, and I'm happy to be on this show. I'm happy for Moringa. I'm happy for medicinal trees and all the farmers. The farmers' coin is here, and a lot of things are happening very fast, and there is big support for Moringa and medicinal trees. Why? Because big pharma and all the people who don't care about the health of the people, but they care more about the profit,
That's
have
correct.
not cared about the people. And we are now at a time when there is a global reset happening. At the wake of the global reset, there is a big transformation going on in the economic spheres that
Yeah.
the governments are yet to announce. As the governments announced, they are announcing central bank digital currencies that will put more pressure and control over the farmers and every person. It is a great blessing that the farmers' coin is already here through a collaboration between the farmers and the technology people. And we, the farmers of Moringa and medicinal trees, are very excited about this because we know that we're going to produce much more with the support of Farm Ventures and the Farmers Coin. Thanks to Mariana and the team and all the people that are collaborating. We have so many collaborators, and Mohana, I know you're going to be a very big collaborator as one of the grandmothers that is very interested in seeing how we reshape our world and that our grandchildren will grow in the knowledge of truth and indeed with kingdom principles like compassion, love and fairness, justice, that it is all
True.
embedded in our hearts as members of the community And indeed, our communities will thrive because we're going to build them as self-sustaining communities. Thank you very much, Mohana.
Nice to talk to you. Yes, lovely. Yes.
Yeah, Moana. So you understand that, as you're saying, that's very important, to speak to your children, especially around the table where we are consuming our healthy foods, that we are teaching why we're eating these healthy foods, how can we contribute when they grow up. They might want to start a research,
Yeah.
center. They might want to turn into, understanding medicinal plants. They might want go into industry where they are teaching health, or they are using, it into products that they are producing, using the moringa in all the products. So we can, with little steps, you're actually planting little seeds
Yeah.
of faith, seeds of truth, because those two are very important. The seeds of faith and the seeds of truth. That's why we have brought along, the farmer's coin. It's
Yeah.
also the farmer's coin stands FC on the digital platform. We've got our own blockchain system, and farmers can trade there. They can be sure that there's truth and good price and everything on the platform. There is no cheating or anything. And that's what is important. Now, these kids are going to learn, how to trade. We also have a digital, skills institute, skills institute that we are teaching, all kinds of skills in digital skills. And we've just got now, and farming. They're learning about farming. They're learning about research. They're learning about how to, work in a digital world. And these are kids that are 10, 12 years old and up. We are teaching adults as well. And it's so important, and like this, Moringa to the table and how to consume Moringa in your lifestyle. We need to bring it in. We need to join it in. Coach was just sitting here next to me finishing his maize for the morning. But I just want to show maize, what happens to maize when they work with it. They actually take the inside yellow protein kernel out, and they give us the waste. And it's not good. But now if we can mix the whole, maize with our moringa powder, and we add moringa powder and all other like artemisia and all other good plants into our maize that the children consume for breakfast on cereals that we have, that will bring in the goodness. So we have to go out there and be the voices that make sure that it happens. But now it's not only just to have the voices out there, we're actually implementing it, because we have now farmers that's actually going, to produce all these goodness that we need for our kingdom people.
And as the farmers, use sustainable practices and produce organic products, that's why we are also having the collaborators who are in factories manufacturing, so that we are now responsible for manufacturing the final products. Then we shall not remove the protein.
Exactly.
Then
We're
we
just
shall
going to
keep...
grind it. I've already got the machines available.
Yes.
I've already collaborated with the manufacturer of a home machine. Where in each home, it's affordable, but you can put it, you keep the raw grains, and you grind it as you need it, and you have the goodness in your food that you are eating.
So that means that the families, the small homes can have something now as we build on to bigger communities, because the collaborations are going to keep bringing everybody. I know that there are people who are not yet understanding the discussion, and that's why we're taking it to TikTok. We're going to go on TikTok and let the people know that fairness is here, justice is here. Farmers can now grow organic food intentionally because they'll get support from the collaborators who are interested in sustainable agricultural practices. And the farmers' coin will be one of the fastest ways to have them get funds. Why? Because when you have a digital phone or a smartphone, you can already do QR codes. You can already send money to each other when you're buying and selling anything in the world today using the farmer's coin. It happens, it works already.
Yes.
But two, you can already integrate. They are already integrating technology for us, for people to use cards, MasterCards, Visa cards, and so people can also cash out if they need cash in their locations. What does that mean? It means that then, as collaborators who are interested in helping the farmers to grow food organically come in, and then funds come in, then the farmers are able to get funding instantly, because a farmer who applies for a card on our platform has the card all the time. Then it means that anytime funds are available for them, then the funds are available on their cards instantly.
Yes.
So anytime you get funds, you just go on the ATM and buy, or you just go to the shop and, scan a code and purchase your farm input, your farm supplies. The speed is going to be, why is God making the speed faster for the farmers? Because we are lagging behind in producing the right food for the world. So it means that now the farmers have to be taught. We, the educators, have to be at the forefront now on the TikToks, on the Zooms, everywhere, on YouTube. That's why I came to participate in this discussion. I love what you, Mohana, and Mariana are doing every day with Madame Neti, every Wednesday. I said I must be part of these people. I need to listen to them, and then I also need to give them my input so that we the educators, start positioning our farmers, our distributors, our transporters into the right spaces so that we work together and build strong, safe, and secure self-sustaining systems that have all our food, not only for the humans, but also for the animals, very safe, having Moringa in there. We need to plant a lot of Moringa. Let's get the journey going.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And you
Thank
know
you.
what? I get more excited when the more
Yes.
we have these discussions. Remember, they have been spending now more than a month already here, on the farm. We are working together globally. We are setting up amazing systems for Moringa, all the medicinal plants, but Moringa is into the forefront. And you know why? I can understand why we are battling to get our certifications, is because it's got to be very organic, very pure. And that is what the journey we've experienced. You can ask Jeanette and Joshua, all the other people out there that, and yes, Matthias coming here as well. Morning, Matthias. Making noise. Then what we do need is we need to understand why is Moringa is one of the only products out there that has been such strict, of your medicinal plants and everything, that's got these very, very strict certification demands. And I think we had been, it was intentional, but I
it goes
think
into the mainstream.
Yes,
it outcompetes the chemical.
Exactly, it's competing with a lot of other
That's why we
industrial
have to on our own ecosystems and collaborations, and we cut ourselves away from some of these things. It is not going to be right now. It's going to be a journey. You see, every journey starts with step one. Once we become the first consumers and we educate all our farmers to consume what they are producing, and then we have our medicinal trees getting in, you bring them into the whole family structure,
consumption.
Know what to do
into consumption. Yes.
And then we get these small machines producing us, these food supplements from Moringa, the capsules you have here, and all these other things coming in. It means that at some point, then we are more in control than they are. And it means that our satisfaction is enough certification for the next consumer.
Yes.
We are supposed to help the next consumer.
Yes.
We are not supposed to conform with the standards the world has set, because the world is cheating everybody.
Exactly.
It is now that we can say, let's set the right standard. Mohana, do you know the right way Moringa is supposed to be? Mariana, do you know the right way organic Moringa is supposed to be? AI, do you know how organic Moringa products are supposed to be? When our knowledge and AI knowledge comes together and we have our systems press, our machines in press, we can produce the best products without relying on anyone else. And that means that we are starting a very beautiful journey. Since we have our own currency, remember, the central control is in the money. The reason why they're asking you for certification is because you want some money from them. The moment you do not need their money, they're not going to ask you for certification. The moment you don't want to sell to them, they're not going to ask you for certification. I'm not selling to you, Mariana. I'm not selling Mariana my Moringa to you. Will you ask me for a certificate? I'm growing it and consuming it.
Yes,
I'm consuming it with my friend Mariana.
Yes.
I'm consuming it with my collaborator Mohana.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So we are getting into a good space. Thank you very much.
I agree. Moana, what do you think about it? There's a
I
lot
think
of
it's beautiful.
promise.
Yes, yes, yes. Well said. Very well said. Yeah.
Yes, and that puts a lot of clarification and calm in our hearts to
Yeah.
know there's a lot of us out there working, building sustainable systems where the goodness of the plants, especially our moringa plants, have been taken care of. And we are bringing the knowledge to the people. Remember, it was almost like if I tell you even you know, about 9, 10 years ago, it was almost like we could not find it anywhere on the, if you Google, we could not find it on the internet.
Wow.
We had to actually look for it. I remember when I started, it was very little spoken on the internet.
Yeah.
And if I compare, then about 4 years later, after that, it started becoming a little bit more easier. But Jeanette, myself, and Mariko, and everyone else, Joshua, all of us, we've worked so hard. We've worked so hard behind the scenes to bring this knowledge across to humanity.
And God has
And
rewarded us.
him and also, and it's like I'm so, and Patrick is working with the children, at the schools and with the orphans and all that. And the knowledge has just phenomenally grown. I can almost say the past 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
And even this year, just this past 6 months. But now I'm telling you again, listen to what I'm saying. The relish and the source market is worth billions. And if we can bring Moringa into the sauces and the relishes. Yeah, I've got the relish I made last week. I put one container in the fridge. Yes, it did the Moringa oil solidify, but I can put it on just in my pantry. There's pomegranates from the farm. There's fine nuts, pecan nuts from the farm in there. I've got feta, Moringa, and I've also got, I included some mint as well. It's delicious. It's very, very, tastes very, very well. And my moringa oil with some vinegar, not the vinegar, the lemon juice, are preserving it. Yeah. So it is so nice to know that you can preserve food. You do not have
I'm no
to.
longer a thief. I would have stolen it and eaten it. That's so nice.
I know. So what we do is we preserve, and that's what that market for relishes, condiments, and all your sauces that are in the bottles in the shops. Remember, not everyone is already ready to grow the moringa or to buy the moringa or to consume the moringa, but if it's included in the condiments, we sort of bringing a lot of health to our homes. And I'm very excited because the more and more I do research on the fact that all the moringa farmers can grow their businesses if they just start, collaborating with all these big companies out there that are manufacturing the relishes, and because that will automatically end up in our homes because people are buying sauces. Here on my table, you can just see there's a lemon and herb sauce, there's a salad sauce, there's a marinade, there's a curry paste. If you just look at those few, you can include moringa in it, and that will automatically end up in the home. So how beautiful is that? And when you're at the table, you will take your, obviously you will go and look at the ingredients on the back of a thing. And if you see moringa, the kids will start jumping up and down. When you start shopping with your children will say, Mommy, no, or Daddy, no, we only want to buy the products with moringa in it. How awesome would that be?
Yes.
Or if it has the medicinal plants in it. I'm looking forward to that because that would